Hey, welcome back. It's time for our next video. In case you're wondering, I'm doing a couple of these back to back because I told you I would get these done in 10 days, and that's going to be my goal, and we're going to achieve that. In the last video, we discussed 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse number 7. And I will tell you that one was a lot more opinion than it was like this is what the Bible, this is the dogmatic version. But I really am hoping that through these many videos, perhaps your view of love has changed or at least been strengthened. My assistant pastor at church is a firm believer in the power of prayer, and I'm not saying I'm not, but I know he's done some deep, deep studies on the power of prayer. Well, how did he get to the point where he's at? Well, you know what he's done? He's prayed. And if you ask him to pray for something, he's going to pray. Why? Because not only has he studied it, he's seen it in action. How about you over these last 7 days? Have you tried to improve the charity you show to people? Look, you may be really good at showing love to family members, to your friends, to your relatives. I'm not asking you if you've shown love. What I'm asking is, have you shown that perfect love? Have you shown an increase in the charity that you've shown? Is it really obvious and visible that you're a Christian and you're showing love? I hope so. Verse number 8 is where we're going to go today in 1 Corinthians 13 as we discuss love at Christmas. I get caught up sometimes in scrolling the infamous social media, and there'll be some videos of encouragement, there'll be some videos of humor, but then there's some videos where there's just so much hatred out in the world because people are looking at themselves and what they want and how they want things to be. And it's unfortunate. That's not what was intended by God. That's not what He was trying to teach people. And see, this letter, 1 Corinthians 13, was written to a church of believers who were struggling with life, struggling with the idea of what it takes to be a Christian. And in particular, I picked chapter 13 because I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times. And it's not just recently. I've seen it in other Christmases where people get so caught up in hatred that it loses the Christian aspect. And that makes me sad. So I'm hoping this will be an encouragement to you. We'll see how it goes. But verse number 8 starts off, charity never faileth. Now, I know it's hard to believe. You may be sitting there thinking, Lewis, you don't know the person I'm talking about, but they've done wrong, and I just can't love them anymore. Or I just can't, as I've grown closer to God, I've realized that these people failed, and I just don't want to invest in them. Now, here's the thing. If it's someone that's just living wickedly and just given over to evil, I'm not telling you need to be hanging around with them and fellowshipping with them. But what I am telling you is that you're still supposed to love them. And in the end, the time that you invest in loving that person as God commands you to love, you won't fail. You won't sit there. It tells you charity never faileth. I know it's a difficult thing to hear. People will fail you. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but I've got a video already uploaded for a future date where I discuss failure. I discuss the idea of What's it like to fail? And because we're going to do it. You know, we're here at the end of the calendar year, getting ready to celebrate Christmas, and shortly after Christmas, you have New Year's Day. And what is something you predominantly hear around New Year's? But New Year's resolutions. And within the first month, how many people that you know are going to fail at their resolution and they're going to quit? They're going to give up. They're going to be like, I'm done. I knew it was going to fail. Why should I even try? I shouldn't have even wasted that time doing it. And they set themselves up to fail. Charity never fails. Now, you might say, let's look at this in context of the verse. It says, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. See, this church was a firm believer that there were these important pieces of the Christian life that spoke volumes higher than charity. Oh, I mean, you know, I can prophesy. I can tell you of the future. Yeah, they'll fail. Oh, but wait. The ability to communicate to a multitude of people through tongues. Oh, those are going to cease. Oh, wait. I have all the knowledge. It'll vanish away. Do you remember earlier at the beginning of this story, it talked about the things that I would say and how important they could be, but if it's not filled with charity, they are just worth nothing. How important is charity to you today? You know, I've mentioned a couple times about my kids. I love my kids. Even tonight, I've been walking every night. Instead of walking tonight, I end up spending time getting a few more Christmas lights up. I will tell you, part of them look kind of janky-ish. But you know what? It made my daughter smile. It made my son smile. And my son was having a rough day, so he needed a smile. And so, as silly as it looked a little bit, I mean, to give you an idea, I have half a strand that's blinking. Half a strand. So I've got all these lights on the front of the garage, over the front patio, up the decorative beams on the front porch. I've got one strand of lights that blinks. I was like, does that bother you guys? They're like, no, not at all. Charity never faileth. And when I sit there and I think, you know what, those lights failed me. A couple of them aren't doing what they're supposed to do. But what is it ultimately? What's the holiday about? The holiday is about spending time together as a family. The holiday is about Jesus giving the ultimate gift of his son. The holiday is about giving him praise for the great things he's done and the opportunity he's given me to have my family, the opportunity he's given me to spend time with them. Charity never faileth. And all these things that we look at to sit there and to put our value in, to put our trust in, they fail. They vanish. They disappear. Listen, Christmas is a couple days away, and I'm sure that you're still maybe planning the gifts that you have to wrap, or the cards you need to send out, or the meal that you have to make. And I'm telling you, you're making it a duty, and you're losing sight of what Christmas is really about. We need to love one another. We need to show the love of God. Yes, there's responsibilities we have and how we're supposed to act and the things we're supposed to do, but don't lose sight of charity. Got just a couple days left, just a few more verses, and got a couple good thoughts we got left here, and then got a couple other things that I'd like to go over and see what you guys think about that. But until then, I challenge you, charity never faileth. Till the next time, thanks so much for watching. Again, if you got a comment, please feel free to leave it. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day.